देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। You're all welcome. This is Sri Krishna Balaram Mandir ISKCON Vrindavan for morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, 68th chapter, verse number 53. The title of the chapter is Krishna teases Rukmani. What is it? Krishna teases Rukmani, right? Krishna teases Rukmani. So the theme of this chapter is even when Krishna has grandsons already, and one day Krishna wanted really to tease Rukmani. The principle is that Krishna has given Vak means by words, message of separation. By words simply, she told Rukmani, you go wherever you want to go, I cannot be king. So this is, Vak means words, and the word is Vyog, Vak Vyog. And she became unconscious. But Krishna gave Kaya Vyog to the gopis. He was separated from gopis by body. He was not there for 100 years. But gopi never became unconscious. So to show the depth of the height of gopis' prem, gopis' love, this episode demonstrates that gopis' love. So when she became unconscious, Krishna immediately had 4 hands. With 2 hands he supported Rukmani. With her one hand he was caring for the hairs, with one hand he was fanning Rukmani. And when she came to consciousness, she spoke some things which are very wonderful. She was refuting all the arguments given by Krishna to me. And she was glorifying Krishna. So Krishna was satisfied. He said, I wanted to see your depth of your love. And I was very happy by your expression of very wonderful meaning of the words which I have used. You use them in a positive sense to glorify me. And then Krishna is comparing with the worldly people and how superficial is their love. So this verse is in that line. So let us read this verse. Mam prapyamaninya apavarga sampadam vanchanti ye sampadeva tatpatim te manda bhaganiryapi nirana matratmakatva niraya susangama mam prapyamani apavarga sampadam vanchanti ye sampadeva tatpatim te manda bhaga niryepi ye nirna matra atmatvat niryasu sangama mam prapyamaninya apavarga sampadam vanchanti ye sampadeva tatpatim te manda bhaga niryepi ye nirna matratmakvat niryasu sangamaha mam prapyamananiya apavarga sampadam vanchanti ye sampadeva tatpatim te manda bhaga niryepi ye nirna matratmakvat niryasu sangama mam prapyamaninya apavarga sampadam mam prapyamaninya apavarga sampadam vanchanti ye sampadeva tatpatim Matratmakat niryam sangam mataji. Man pratyamaninya apavarga sampadam. So in this section, from verse number 49 to 59, Krishna appreciates Rukmani. And from verse number 52 to 54, in these three verses, such devotion is not possible for those in Maya. So in this section, almost 11 verses, Krishna appreciates Rukmani's pure love and compare it with the material-minded people who are under control of material energy, just to highlight Rukmani's strength. So this section says, such devotion like Rukmani is not possible for those who are under the influence of three modes of material nature. So word to word meaning, Mam, myself, Prapya, obtaining, Manani, O reservoir of love, Apavarga, of liberation, Sampada, the treasure, Vanchanti, they desire, Ye, who, Sampada, material, Sampad means material treasure, Eva, holding, Tad, of such, Patim, the master, Te, they, Mandabhaga, less passionate, Nirye, in the hell, Api, even, Ye, which, Niranam, for persons, Matra Atmaktvat, because they are absorbed in sense gratification. Niryaha, here. Susangamaha, appropriate. Purport by Srila Prabhupada's disciple. O supreme reservoir of love, unfortunate are they who even after obtaining me, the Lord of both liberation and material riches, hanker only for material treasure. These worldly gain can be found even in hell. Since such persons are obsessed with sense gratification, hell is a fitting place for them. Purport by Srila Prabhupada's disciples. It stands to reason that since Lord Krishna is the source of all pleasure and all opulences, He Himself is the supreme pleasure and the most opulent. Therefore, our real self-interest is to always engage in loving service of Lord Krishna. As Prahlad Maharaj says in Bhagavatam 7.531, Nade vidho swartha gatir mi Vishnu. The ignorant do not know that their actual self-interest lies in attaining the Supreme Lord, Vishnu, Krishna. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti, one can easily obtain female association and other sense pleasures even in hell. We have practical experience that even such creatures as hawks, dogs and pigeons have ample opportunity to enjoy sex. It is unfortunate that modern human beings who have golden opportunity to become Krishna conscious prefer to enjoy like hawks and cats. And this goes on in the name of material progress. Om Gyan Timarandasya Gyananjana Ashlakaya Chakshu Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So let's see the verse, word of the verse. Mam Prapya. So first is the address to Rukmani, Manani. Manani word is the address to the Rukmani. And Man is the fifth stage of love of God. Bhava, Prema, Sneha, Pranya, Mana. So after love of God, the higher stage is Man. Radharani is called Manani. And there's a place in Barsana which is called Managad, where Radharani having a sulky mood. So Rukmani is addressed to Manani. It means the highest level of love. The love of Rukmani is Swakiya Prem. And love of the gopis is Parakhiya Prem. But Rukmani's love is also at the height of Man. Radharani's love is Mahabhava. So this address Manani is to glorify Rukmani Devi, that her love is of very high degree. Man, Pranya, Bhav, Mahabhav. There was 10 more stages Rupa Goswami has described. After love and Ujjwal Nilmani. Nectar of devotion, we only reach to the Brahman. Say Adav Shraddha, from faith to the love of God. 9 stages. But there are more 10 stages after love. So Rukmani is coming in that category of Manani. So she is addressed Manani, which means is a comparison with Rukmani. So Manani, you, Mam Prapya means after attaining me. After Mam Prapya. Prapya means one who gets something. So Krishna said, those who get me, those who obtain me, like you have obtained me, Rukmani. So those who obtain me, what is your qualification? What is the need for you that people obtain you? Say 2 things. Why people obtain me? Apvarga Sampadam. Apvarga Sampadam. Sampadam means wealth. Sampada means treasury, wealth. And Apvarga has 2 meanings. One meaning is normal, liberation. One meaning is liberation. Pavarga and Apavarga. Pavarga means material life. Apvarga means liberated life. So what is Pavarga? Ma. Pa is Parishram, means hard labor. Pa is fan, means perspiration and foam coming from mouth. Ba is Varath, useless everything. Bha is Bhaya, means fear, and Ma means no. Mrityu means death. So this world is Ma. Hard endeavor, perspiration, foaming, everything useless, fear and death. Upwork is opposite to that. No hard work, no perspiration, nothing is wasted, There's no fear and it is eternal. That's called liberation. Another meaning of upwork in fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is deep love. And this is in the section where Lakshmi Devi is offering prayers to Kamadev in that land. So two meaning of upwork. I can give love of God, and I can give the wealth of love of God. Is one meaning. The other meaning is I can give the liberation and opulence in the Vaikuntha. So both meanings are there. Vanchati means they aspire for that. Vanchati like fulfilled desire. Vancha kalpatru vyasa. Just same word vanchati. Vanchati means they desire. Or they desire vanchati. And then Ye sampad eva tatpatim. I am the master. I am the master of all the opulences, of liberation, of giving love. But they ask from me other sampada. The other sampada means material opulences. They need riches. They need economical development. They need sense gratification. But they don't need liberation. Then what is their fate? Te mandabhaga. They are unfortunate. So it's like that. Prime Minister comes here in the temple and he asks what you want. And then you ask him, can you arrange 5 kilos of mangoes and 2 dozen of banana? Is it worth asking from Prime Minister this thing? Unfortunate, but you have to ask him. Say, give 100-kilometer land for developing a farm community for Krishna Balaram temple. Ask something substantial, because he can give that where thousands of devotees can practice Krishna consciousness and be connected with land and cow. Because our Krishna is cow protection, professor of cow protection, and Balaram is professor of agriculture, Prabhupada said. So these are the both Acharya of cow protection and Acharya of agriculture. So after obtaining Krishna, if somebody asks worldly things, then he is most unfortunate. Most unfortunate. Why? Because what he is asking is available in hell. That is in the next line. Niryate api ye nirnam. This such type of people who ask petty things from me, Krishna says, those things are available in the hell. Here actually hell means those who are living hellish life. Like the hawks, dogs. They have, and the Prabhupada disciples, they have the more facility than us for enjoying their senses. When we use these words, immediately teaching of Maharaj Rishabdev to his 100 sons aimed at Maharaj Bharat, the emperor of this planet Earth, by which this whole planet is called Bharatvarsha. The first verse says, he asked from the children, the princes, his sons, so what are you going to do next? You are grown up. He said, we will become emperor, we will enjoy. And then Maharaj Rishabdev said, such enjoyment of material things available in Vidbhujan. It's available for the hawks and dogs in the street. Human life is not meant for that. Then what should we do? Tapo devyam putraka. My dear sons, do the divine austerities to get association of the Lord. Actually, the word tapodevyam means do the divine austerities to get association of Lord. Austerities, everybody is doing austerity in this world. The people in Bombay in the morning for 2 hours with the hands up hanging in the local trains like Hiranyakashipu. When we ask them to chant Hare Krishna with the hand up, but in the train they are hanging like that for 2 hours. So such austerity everybody is doing every day, but it's not divine austerity. So what is the benefit of divine austerity? Tena sattvam cha shuddhye. By that austerity, the existence is purified. So actually we have to ask from Krishna, Cheto Darpan Marjanam. This is, the Cheto Darpan Marjanam is to purify the existence. What is the benefit of purifying existence? Brahma Saukhyam Anantam, then you will get the eternal happiness in a spiritual world. Brahma Saukhyam, that happiness which is at the level of soul. But now you are looking for the happiness at the level of body. So again I have to say the same thing which I have realized. All the religions of the world, they are based on bodily consciousness. Because somebody is born in a Hindu family, so he is called Hindu. Somebody is born in a Christian family, he is called Christian. Somebody is born in a Muslim family, he is called Muslim. So they are all based on body. But this Krishna conscious movement established by Srila Prabhupada is beyond bodily consciousness. This is at the level of Brahma Saukhyam. This is at the level of the soul. This is the difference between ordinary religion and Krishna consciousness movement. This is based on the soul. Srila Prabhupada said, if I would have told them that my religion is better than your religion, they would have kicked me out. I never said that. I said I am going to teach you science of soul and science of love of God. So the Krishna conscious movement is science of soul and science of love of God. So this is at the level of soul. This only teaches us how to positively engage the activities of the soul for Atma Supersedati, for the self-satisfaction of the self. And self is only satisfied by serving Sri Krishna. Because by nature, by constitution, the self is eternal servant of Krishna. Jivera Swarupai Krishnera Nityadas. That can only satisfy the self, nothing else. Nanapa Prishtam Nasarava Bhumam. This is what Vrita says. I don't need the planet of the Brahma, planet of the Dhruv Maharaj, worldly kingdom or anything else, even liberation. I need to become the servant of the servant of the Supreme Lord. That is our constitutional position. So when we get Krishna every day, we have a darshan of Krishna. But what the people coming here, having a big rush every day, what they are asking from Krishna Balaram? What are they asking from Radha Shyam Sundar, Lalita, Vishaka and Gaurita? My son should get job, my daughter should get married, my business should flourish. That's what they are asking. So they are Manda Bhaga. They are not fortunate. They have reached Vrindavan. They have reached the abode of Supreme Lord. They have approached Lord. Why they are not asking love of God? because they are mandabhaga. They are not fortunate. Therefore, Prabhupada said, I have made you fortunate. So actually the duty of the devotees who are living in the temple as a resident devotees, their only business is to make visitors fortunate, to make their fortune by giving them Krishna. This is our business only. Prabhupada was sitting here giving one class in Vrindavan. He said, all the visitors when they come, look in their heart, not in their pocket. He said, look in their heart, not in their pocket. And we are so smart, we have a pocket on the heart. Prabhupada said, say, I started the movement with 40 Indian rupees, which was hardly $10 at that time. And I did not use that money in America. I did Sankirtan on Jagduta, sold the 2 sets of Bhagavatam to Captain Pandit and got $14 or something like that. When I landed back after 2 years in Delhi airport, then I paid to the taxi those 40 rupees back in India. But now, within 10 years, we have worth of 40 million or more than that dollars property all over the world. No businessman can achieve that. Then Prabhupada said, so Krishna provided this to us because we never use a penny for our own sense gratification. And then Srila Prabhupada said, you preach. Money is byproduct of preaching. Money comes to the feet of his sadhaka. Simply you give them Krishna, they will give their life. When they give their life, everything what belongs to them belongs to Krishna. So, our only business here is those people who at least have some pious credit that they are coming to Vrindavan. They have some sukriti, therefore they are coming here. They are getting association of so many nice Vaishnavas here. It means they are eligible to begin their devotional service. Simply we have to take care of them. If we give them Krishna, they become fortunate. So this is our business, that give them Krishna. Now the next line says, Mandabhaga, Niryapi Yenirna. That thing is available in hell. Why they are asking material benefit from me, Krishna? Then the word is used, you can know the meaning of that matra. Atmiktvat. Matra word you know from Bhagavad Gita, right? Matra sprashastu konte situshana sukha dukkada. Matra means sense enjoyment. Matra sprasha, actually going very deep to the meaning of this word. Matra means sense gratification by touch. Sprasha, the word is sprasha. Matra means senses, spra means touch. And the highest enjoyment of touch sense is sex. The highest material enjoyment in this world of sense of touch is sex life. Therefore, the whole purport is what Prabhupada says is a second in the material world, shekel. Everybody is bound by this matra sprashas. So the matra sprashas means enjoyment with the sense of touch. For a small child, mother enjoy by kissing the child. This is matra sprashas. And grown up boys and girls, they have enjoyment of lust, that is matra sprashas. And that is actually greatest bondage in this world because it gives the highest material enjoyment. And we have no experience of real love of God. We only know this Madhura Spashas love. Therefore, even Rupa Goswami said, Gopya Kamad in Bhagavatam. Gopis got Krishna by Kam, which doesn't mean actually lust, which means pure love. But since we don't know what is pure love, so its comparative word is used for the material people. The love of God, the attainment of love of God, Sadhara Ananda Vishesh Atma. This is the nectar of devotion, says Sadhara Ananda Vishesh Atma. So that love which is at the level of Atma, soul, then you are blissful. You don't know what's happening in this world. Anything of this world is useless for personal use. It's completely detached from the sense enjoyment. So the word here is, they want something sense enjoyment. Matra Atma Bhakti. Niryasa Sangha. That is obtained in the hell. Why they are asking for this? And then the whole purpose of Prabhupada disciple says, this is available to the dogs and hogs and pigeons. Prabhupada walked from there. After the duty, he came to this room. And there was a pigeon up enjoying sex. Prabhupada looked to the devotee sitting. There's illicit sex going on in this temple. So all the devotee was really frightened. What, Prabhupada? Nothing, no. But you see, pigeons, no restriction, enjoying sex in the temple. So it's like that they have come to the temple, but still they are enjoying sex here. So this is available in the hell. It means the hellish life. So now we are reading the purport by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. In this verse, Krishna elaborates upon what he said in the previous verse. So the previous verse which we have yesterday, in that Krishna has said something like same. I don't know, everybody was there, so I can read the yesterday's verse. You have your yesterday's verse? 52. Although I have the power to award spiritual liberation, this word is also upward, which means love of God also by the Acharya. I can give them love of God. Lusty person worship me with penance and woe in order to get my blessing for their mundane family life. Such persons are bewildered by my illusory energy. So, Chakravarti says, those who come to me and ask something benefit for their family life, which means artha or economical development, and calm, which means sense enjoyment. Okay. If after obtaining me, mam prapya, the source of both inferior material wealth, sampada, and the bills of liberation, upward, I can give both. They want the paltry bliss which can be squeezed out of mundane opulences gained from the four ordinary human endeavors. These four ordinary human endeavors are dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Religiosity, economical development, sense gratification and liberation. And these four are rejected as Kaitava dharma in Bhagavatam. It's cheating religion. Kaitava Dharma. In Bhagavatam, there is a description of dharma for the karmis enjoying in the heaven. There is also dharma. Dharma of karmis is to enjoy in the heaven, and most of the religion of the world, they simply want to go to the heaven and enjoy. But somehow, though the Vedic civilization, people in Vedic civilization, they know that hell is not good, because we have to come back. But still, by following the two other major religions of the world, they also want to go to heaven. But somehow, the wise Acharya have given some terminology when they have to write. If some elderly person dies in the family, then they write letter to all the relatives with heavy heart and grief. We have to say that grandfather has gone to heaven. So why you are feeling sad when your grandfather has gone to heaven? Why you are feeling sad? This is the way they write. दुख से लिखना पड़ता है कि दादाजी का स्वर्गवास हो गया. With painful heart we have to write that my grandfather has gone to heaven. It means heaven is not a good place. Yeah? Our writing is like that. So this dharma is for karmis. Merging is the Brahma, is the dharma for the jnanis. Both these religions are discarded from Bhagavatam. Then higher than that is a religion to get 4 types of liberation and Vaikuntha. That is also not very much appreciated in Bhagavatam. Because Bhagavatam said, Diyamane, I have given them. No girnati, they don't get. They say, we don't want this. Then what is the Paro Dharma, or the topmost religion of Bhagavatam? Savai Punsham Paro Dharmo Yato Bhakti Adokshade. So the highest religion in the Bhagavatam is love of God. And Narada Bhakti Sutra says, love of gopis is the highest religion. Paro Dharma is love of gopis. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, 5th Purusharth is Prema Pumartho Mahan. Not the 4 inferior. Get a 5th higher. Prema Pumartho Mahan. The love of God. That is the topmost religion. And this Krishna conscious movement is practicing the devotion and practice to awaken the love of God. So all the practice of Krishna conscious movement, all the devotees in Krishna conscious movement, they are practicing an allied devotional service to awaken love of God. So this is topmost religion. We should not hanker for these 4 material interests. Riya. They are most unfortunate because they are thinking for these 4 things. Why one should practice religiosity? For economical development? Why one should have economical development? For self-gratification? And they forget the liberation? This is not the equation in Bhagavatam. Religiosity is for upvarga. Dharmasya upvarga. If you practice religion, then your aim should be liberation, not economical development. Then why should we have economical development? For sense enjoyment? No. Economical development is for dharma, for religion. If you have surplus money, give to the cause of Krishna consciousness. Then why should we enjoy? Why come? Jivana Nirvaha, for maintaining the body and soul together. Why we live? Bhagavad said, Jivan Tattva Jigyasa. We live to know the absolute truth. What is absolute truth? It's one, Advayam, Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti, Shabdati. For the mental speculators, it is Brahma. For mystic yogis, it is Paramatma. And for the devotees, it is Bhagavan. So here, only the object is Bhagavan. Because I am Krishna, is Bhagavan. They get me, but still they want from me something lower. So they are unfortunate. Chakravarti Pad writes, after all, even in the hell or in the lower life form like pigs, dogs, one can very easily get happiness from association with full sense enjoyment. The word is like that. And then the other acharyas have also their commentary somehow on this subject. So the message in this word, in this verse, Krishna is speaking that Rukmani, your love is unique, extraordinary, unallied, and Lil Lakman. Because you have obtained me and you have asked for me. Rukmani wrote the first love letter in the history to Krishna. And Krishna says, that were the written words, but now I have tasted you physically. And this taste was after the marriage of Aniruddha with the son of Sishupa. Because some verses will say, Krishna says, even Rukmani, when your brother Rukmi was slaughtered by Balaram, you did not speak any word, harsh word with me. Because you thought the depth of our love will be endangered by that. It means this episode was after the grandson of Krishna. So at that stage, how can Krishna say, you go now, our marriage is over? So it is a joke. It is just joking. Why Krishna was joking? To show the depth of love of Rukmani to the world. And to show the love of Rukmani, to compare with the love of the gopis, which is the topmost. And to compare with the love of the worldly people, which is the lowest. So he simply had this pastime to glorify Rukmani, to more glorify gopis of Vrindavan, and also to express his unsatisfaction for the people who are materially obsessed with the sense gratification. And particularly Matra, Atmakvat, is the most serious word in this verse. Because lust is a transformation of love of God. The love of God, which is the original treasure in our heart, in this world, by coming in contact with material modes, it's not actually word transform, it's not word, it's a vikrit. It is, what is the word for vikar? It is perverted, it is polluted, and it has become lust. So the whole purpose of practicing Krishna consciousness is to reform the lusty mentality into the love of God. Because it is original love of God which is perverted in this world as lust. So lust is nothing but is a perversion of the love of God. So Krishna is comparing the love of God of the queens of the Dwarka with the lust of the materially minded people. Actually, this is the comparison in these verses. And the advice is don't be unfortunate and hanker for lusty things which will never satisfy you, because there's no end to the lust. Kamesha, Krodesha, Rajogo, Samudbhava, Mahasharo, Mahapapma, Vidya, Verina is your great enemy. It's a singular word. In this verse, Kam is in singular. It's not plural. It's not desire. It is actually Matra Sprashas. And this is never satisfied. It's like itching. You go on itching and you have to itch more. That is, the disease is like that. On the other hand, there is also increasing, like the itching is increasing, never satisfied. Similar love of God is never satisfied. Anandam, Buddhivardhanam, Pratipadam, Purnam, Swadanam. It's increasing on every step. That's also unlimited. Every day new. So like lust is not satisfied, love is never satisfied. But lust leads to hell. Love leads to lotus feet of Krishna. Now choice is ours. Hare Krishna. I think time is over. Anybody has some question or comment for a few minutes? Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thanks for such a melodious lecture. My question is, first line, Maam Prapta, because we hear that to attain Krishna or to attain perfection in this life, first we should be mentally detached. So there should not be any material desire, no desire for sense gratification. Then we can attain Krishna, or we can attain perfection in this life. And so, like, how come this after obtaining Krishna, how come the person has this kind of desires and for sense gratifications?
So what you are saying is, it is very difficult to obtain Krishna.
Because we hear in lectures and also scriptures that to attain Krishna, we should be out of, even for entering bhakti, there is a qualification and one should be mentally detached. So,
I told you a simple example. After Krishna, when is coming to the Krishna, is not different than the deity form. And they are asking not the love of God, but asking some material things. That's very easy to understand. After obtaining Krishna, asking material things. This is a practical example. That obtaining Krishna is highest, but this obtaining Krishna is very easy. Everybody can come and see the Krishna, and it's not different than Krishna. So, in one sense, everybody has a chance to go and pray to Krishna for love of God, but hardly anybody is praying. Mechanically, go down, go. If somebody really praying every day, Krishna Balaram, please, when can we have a loving service actually for you? When we get that mood to serve your devotees, have everybody prayed like that? Hardly anyone. We are living in Vrindavan. What is more to obtain Krishna? Radharani has allowed us to live here. But what we are looking for, what is the price of a plot here? What is the price of a flat here? What should we buy here? And this is what everybody has this consciousness, even after coming in Vrindavan. 90% people here has only this consciousness. Where can I give my flat? When I came here at 95 or 95, something like that, I was walking in Gaushala. Some person, I don't know, I never met him, I don't know who was he. He said, so what you are looking for here? He said, I'm looking for some place to live here, to buy, purchase some house and live. He said, you want to live in Vrindavan? He said, yes. He said, Goswamis never had a home. Why you are looking for home? He told him, why you are looking for home? Have Goswamis looked for home here? They lived under the trees. Why? It means you are not in a mood to live in Vrindavan. You want to live your own luxury life and mentally living and living physically in Vrindavan, not spiritually. So that was the first day in Vrindavan. I got this advice from that wise, some unknown man, that if you look for home here, then you are again in the home and away from Krishna. Live here like simple life, just get something wherever you get to eat and then chant holy name and be happy. So we are living here, but we are not living here actually. Prabhupada said living in Vrindavan is consciousness. Vrindavan is consciousness. So Prabhupada was in New York. He said, do you think I am in New York? No. I am in Vrindavan. Vrindavan is consciousness. How to serve and love Krishna. How to please Krishna wherever we are. So those who are living in Vrindavan, they should be really. They have obtained Krishna. Mercy of Radharani. They are rare people on the planet. But still they are not asking for love of God. What can we do?
What is second doubt is that how come, because like anybody approaching Krishna for even material desires and through Maharaj, he is purified, because anybody come to Krishna with any desire, he is purified. And Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita that 4 times people they approach me, they are also pious people. So how come they don't get help? Because even they approach Krishna.
Even coming to Krishna for material things, it takes time, but they will be purified. Like for example, those who are living in Vrindavan, they may not have a Vrindavan consciousness, but since they are living here, so they are already in the Dham. So they will not become the candidate for Yamaraj, even if they are doing nonsense. Krishna will not allow them to go to the Golok Vrindavan. He will again make them appear here as a monkeys and do all nonsense which they are doing now. And then they will be purified. And after that, Krishna will take them back to Godhead. But it's not that they will go everybody to Godhead, because they will take some birth here again for purification.
It's no help.
No problem. We may take a couple of births here, but Krishna will not allow us to hand over to the Yamaraj. It's like a good example. If somebody steals something from my house, I will call police. But my son steals something, I will just slap myself. Not will hand over to the police. So we are living in the house of Krishna, we are stealing something here and there. So Krishna will slap us maybe by making us some hog here or some monkey here, just to purify our nonsense desires. Right? Now I observed the monkeys in Loi Bazar, they steal the mobile phone now. Earlier they were stealing speck. But the monkeys here only steal prasad. Then they are not going for the mobile or speck here in our temple area, right? Nobody knows mobile here, only Loi Bazar mobile. So here the devotees who are stealing something, they come here as a monkeys and only steal again the good things. There, they are cheating in business, so they become monkey and still they are doing business. You lose your phone, some boy will come, give me 50 rupees. Fruity, one to the monkey, your thing will come back. So still business is going on. Now, this is very simple. You can see here what will happen. So what do you want to become in the next life? At least devotee here in Krishna in the temple and chant Hare Krishna with the devotees, that is the safest way. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.